Hi, Dan. How are you?
6'5", 235, down from 251. I'm ready to go with you guys. I'm ready.
Do you want to get there right now with you against the Danettes in a shooting contest?
You got to beat some people to get to the champ, but yeah, I do. I have friends. Sometimes I can't listen. I generally listen every day, but sometimes I can't.
Yeah.
And, man, every time you mention it, I've got all my boys from back home hitting me hard. It's awesome.
Okay, but
it's great.
You have to go through McLovin and Seton to get to me, to get to the
You
top.
got that wrong. You got to come up with a champ from the man cave, and I'll be sitting there with my ball, with my Woody Harrelson hat, ready to go against whoever gets it done out of you guys. That's it.
If I got my show against your show, 5-on-5.
Well, I've got one producer. I would have to go into the sales staff and find a couple gals that are, but I can do this. I can run 5 guys together from our station, but it would have to be half court because we eat a lot around our station, Big T.
Okay, all of a sudden, Damon Bailey can't appear on your staff there. You can't be doing any ringers there.
Regular contributor.
All right.
You can't have Reggie Miller. How's that?
Ooh, he's the 5th Danette, though.
I know. I've heard.
And you know what I love is you're going to be guarding me. I love that.
I can't wait. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to get in a stance, extend my arm, ball you, man. You're going to have to back cut to get a bucket is all I'm saying. You're not getting anything easy like R.J. Barrett last night walking out and catching the ball. It ain't happening, Big D.
Man, I already torched you years ago, so nothing's changed, Dan.
When did you torch me?
When we played a pickup game in Dayton, and Donnie May was there, and come on.
You got the wrong guy. I've never met Donnie May. I know who he is.
You were there. You were coaching at Bowling Green, I think. Dan.
I've never been in a pickup game when I was coaching at Bowling Green. I haven't been in a pickup game that wasn't either on Bowling Green's campus or at Indiana University's campus.
This is so sad.
What are you talking about?
God.
Dan, people will tell you I have a photographic memory.
No, you used to coach at Bowling Green.
Yes.
And then I thought, God, this guy used to be decent at Indiana, and now look at what happened. I'm torching him. I felt bad about it. I called Bob Knight, and I said, Coach, Dakich is not any good. Can you bring Calbert Cheney over, Coach? I need somebody who can guard me. Ricky Calloway, somebody.
Is meth legal in Connecticut?
Do you have PTSD from when I destroyed you?
It's either that or the election. I'm not sure which one. No.
You called my jumper an IUD. I mean, come on. I owned you that day. But that's okay. All right. Whatever. We can revisit it. All right. Okay.
All right. Yes.
Let's start with Kansas last night. Because Kansas, number 1 team in the country. Do you think they're still the number 1 team in the country?
No.
Okay.
No, I thought Kansas was good. I thought Michigan State's going to get really good. But the number 1 team in the country is Duke, and it's not close. But I think Kansas, if you said to me, and I heard you guys earlier, and you're so right, man, would that be great if it was Kansas-Duke tonight for a champion? That would be incredible. Or give them a day to relax and then come back and play it tomorrow. I don't care. Dan, being there, I thought Kansas was good. I did. I thought Kansas, the guard play of Quentin Grimes was absolutely fantastic. And, you're really not going to talk about it because you're going to talk about the freshman from Duke. But he was terrific. The bigs, Lawson, really good in his debut. I thought Kansas was really good until I saw Duke. And then I thought, wait a second, everybody else is not on this level, at least last night. And, Dan, I know you're a tad delusional right now, but I try to focus here.
Okay.
Everybody that watched Duke play live in the building and probably at home, you could see a stark difference between the size, the length of Duke, and even Kansas. But I do think it would be a very good game because you said it's, somebody's going to the games are different. Duke was throwing everything in, but Kansas is really good, and I look for Michigan State to get really good. Nick Ward didn't play well. He'll play really well during the year.
All right, if you look at this the rest of the year with Duke, where do you see where somebody's going to take advantage of them? Or, at least make them susceptible?
I think a couple things. And I think you said it earlier. Maybe it was you, maybe it was somebody else. I've been listening as I'm driving. I'm doing Cincinnati, Ohio State, so I'm driving over to Cincinnati. But I think a couple things. I think that, hype around Duke is going to get so big. The environments they're going to play are going to be crazy. Like, even last year, Virginia Tech was an okay team. I did the game. Virginia Tech beat them at Virginia Tech. I think a couple things. I think you got to keep Zion Williamson in front of you. I think people will learn that. If he's going to jump up over you and make shots, then good for you. But you can't let him do whatever he wants to do. And then the RJ Barrett kid is a lot like James Harden, Dan. I mean, he gets into those gaps. And it's uncanny. Billis was saying it last night. There's just there's an uncanniness about it. So you've got to be the guy on the right and the guy on the left have to be in help early to slow him down a little bit, and you got to make it tough for him to get the ball. But early in the season, Dan, let me back up. Kentucky's really good. Like
yeah.
I went to the Bahamas and did their games against pros. They played a Serbian team that had like 3 guys that are going to be first-round picks. And there was 18 or 17 NBA scouts there, and Kentucky beat them 30. Like, Kentucky's good, but there isn't a soul going to believe that because they were the JV playing against the varsity last night. It was literally that stark.
Who do you think is if you said you could have R.J. Barrett's future or Zion Williamson?
Well, at my age, I'm all about that money. So I think Zion Williamson is a brand. I think he's going to become the Shaq because he's got a great smile. He's got a great energy to him. I'll take Zion Williamson. He's got a cool name.
Who's better? Who's better? Who's going to be better?
I think right now R.J. Barrett is better. He's big, like he's not little.
Yeah.
Now, Zion Williamson's massive and he's strong. I worry about a couple things with Zion Williamson, and this is going to be interesting. Charles Barkley kind of set the tone for being heavy in college and then really slimming down as he got into the NBA. I wonder, because he's got great shoulders, I hope that that's what Zion Williamson ends up doing, because you were talking about tractor trailer earlier, big baby. There's been a lot of guys that come into the league and things happen, Dan. So R.J. Barrett is a great college basketball scorer, and he's only played one game.
If I gave you Duke or the field?
Oh, man. This moment, I'll take Duke. I don't think they're going to go undefeated, though. I think 76. I think Quinn Buckner and the boys are going to be popping bottles, a.k.a. Mercury Morris and them at some point. But right now, I got to take Duke. They beat a really good team and beat them by 1,000 last night.
How bad do you think they beat Kansas if they played tonight?
If they played tonight, I would say it would go down to a 5 to, if I were going to make a spread, I'd give Duke and I'd give Kansas 4 or 5. Look, last night, Jack White played great. O'Connell's making everything. Zion Williamson's throwing in shots with his back to the rim. I don't think that would happen tonight, and I think people would, have a little better feel about how to play Barrett, not let him catch the ball, things like that. So I would make Duke the favorite, but I wouldn't make him a huge favorite if they played tonight.
Are we going to run into each other at the Final Four in Minneapolis?
Yeah, I hope so. I would like to meet you for the first time.
Well, now this would be the second time, but you blocked out the first time. That's the only thing you blocked out was meeting me. I have to sit in my safe space and do some thinking, because I've never met Donnie May. I did know Don Donaher. I did know Dan Hipsher. I do know Dan Hipsher. Big D, I just don't. I think you were sitting on the sidelines hoping for winners, and we didn't let you play. Yeah. Well, who's the winner now, Dan? Who's the winner now? Thank you. You. You're the best. I really love you guys' show. And I told Fritzy, I thought that stuff that he did with his kids' bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah was really, really cool. I thought that was really cool. But he didn't ask you to be in the bar mitzvah video, did he?
I haven't reached that type status. I need some kind of wacky, I need to do something wacky. Just jump up a little bit.
Why don't you throw a chair across the floor or something like that?
That's been done before.
Were you on the team? You weren't on that team, were you?
Big D, I was sitting right next to him.
No.
He comes out. I'll tell you a quick story. It's first time he didn't wear a sport coat. Uwe Blab and I was seniors.
Okay, wait. Let me set this up for the audience now. So Dan in the mid-'80s playing for Bob Knight at Indiana, and I believe this was an exhibition game. But
No, it was a big game against Purdue. No.
Okay. At Purdue?
Yeah. No, at home.
Okay. All right. So I didn't set it up well, but that's as good as I can set it up. So Bob Knight is really steamed, and then you pick it up from there.
Well, I hope I don't lose you. They just pulled me down to come into the game, and London Bradley made a couple bad calls. So my man went to his sport coat. It was the first time he never wore a sport coat. And Uwe Blab, we're running out there. He goes, "Hey, Denny." He's a German guy. He goes, "Hey, Denny, coach is going to get thrown out today." I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Not wearing a sport coat." So he reached for his sport coat. You really can't see it on the film. He didn't have it to throw, so he threw a chair. And Dan, I swear to God, Randy Whitman and I one day counted. He threw 52 chairs against the wall in practice one day. So when he threw the chair, none of us were surprised. It wasn't a big deal, but apparently it became a big deal.
You think if
right next to him.
So you think if he had his sport coat there to throw, he would have thrown that instead of the chair?
1,000%.
Oh man,
absolutely, 1,000. Yeah, 1,000%. It was a hot day in Bloomington. It was really a warm February day, and he had a golf shirt on. If he had his sport coat, there'd have been no chair. 1,000%, I believe that.
Oh man, you live to tell about it, and most of the stories you can't even tell, but. That's why it'll be great to see you again and have a couple of beers, and then you can open up the scrapbook for us.
I got a million of them, and they're all funnier than the next, and they're all ruder than the next.
Hey, great to talk to you. Safe travels, and we appreciate your time as always.
You guys are great. Thanks, guys.
That's Dan Dakich, ESPN college basketball analyst.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.